everybody, Jason back with another movie review, and we are continuing on the Rocky series, and I will be talking about Rocky 4, which was one of my favorites growing up, so we're going to see if this holds up today as an adult. This was 1985, the right in the middle of the Cold War, the height of the Cold War, and you see a lot of it, in this film. So let's get right into it and cover the cast. We have Sylvester Stallone coming back as Rocky Balboa. Carl Weathers returns as Apollo Creed. Talia Shire returns as Adrian Balboa. Burt Young returns as Paulie. Dolph Lundgren is introduced here as Ivan Drago, and he fights Rocky at the end as the Russian. And there's a couple others as well, but we'll go ahead and that's what we'll cover. So let's get right into the movie. Right off the bat, one of the things I do like about these movies is the introductions, and each one of them, they actually return to the previous film, the previous fight, and kind of do a recap. And then also at the end of part 3, as you recall, that Rocky owed Apollo a favor. And so they went into the ring and fought one more time. And so it kind of did a freeze frame right there, just like at the end of part 3. And then you see him driving home, and he meets his son at the doorstep. The funny thing that's funny is after 3-year difference, Rocky just looked, Sylvester Stallone looked different. He had a different hairstyle. So it kind of, to me, I think the beginning of it should have been a little different. It's supposed to be like right after that, and so for some reason I laugh at that every time I see it. So everything's going fine for Rocky. He's still talking to Apollo. There's a weird scene here regarding Paulie's birthday, and Paulie gets a robot. Because I guess everybody who's rich has a robot, and this robot's kind of creepy. But I thought it's a pretty memorable moment in this movie. Then on the news, there's an introduction to a boxer from Russia who is supposedly is supposed to be unbeatable, and Apollo does not take this. He takes this personal. He thinks that a Russian shouldn't come over to America and just beat all Americans, and so Rocky agrees to manage Apollo in this fight. And in this fight, in the very beginning, it's in Las Vegas. It's all American. In fact, Apollo's wearing what he wore in the first film, the Uncle Sam hat, the American flag shorts, everything, the same getup and everything. You have James Brown singing in the background, and it's just all American. So you get that side of it in the very beginning of the film. Unfortunately, at the second round, Apollo gets killed. Sorry for the spoiler, but he gets killed. He was demolished by the Russian. He had no chance. In fact, Rocky had the opportunity to throw in the towel, but he didn't, because Apollo said, "Whatever you do not end this for me." So he'd rather die than give up against the Russian, and that's what happened. He took his life, and the next scene is I should before they get to the cemetery. Rocky looks at the Russian, and there's just this. They stare at each other, and I do like that. I like that part. So at that point, that Rocky has something to prove. Right after that, again, they bury Apollo at the cemetery. Pretty sad scene. So the previous film, we lose Mickey to death, and in this one we lose Apollo. So those are two main original cast members that have now passed away in the series. So so for us fans of the original, it's kind of sad to see some of the original cast members go. But unfortunately, he wants to fight the Russian, and of course Adrian says, you'll get killed. You have there's no way you can beat this guy, and he actually leaves Adrian behind, and they have the fight in Russia. So he has to actually work out and do all this in Russia, and this part of it is by far one of the best in the series when it comes to the montage of him working out. You have part of it, you show the Russian working out on these machines, and then getting what appears to be injections of steroids. And then you have the side where Rocky is working out in the same. It's kind of cool how it goes back and forth from the Russian to Rocky. It shows them working out the same exact way, but one is doing it like an automated way, with machines. And then when it shows Rocky, it shows the manual, hard labor of him cutting wood, lifting up rocks, hoisting up stuff, and doing some leg lifts and stuff like that. Running up a mountain when the Russian is running up a treadmill, all automated. But it's outstanding. This montage, it's definitely a classic 80s montage, but it's absolutely outstanding. It's one of the best. Just like all the other ones, there's a good montage of training montage that they bring, and they did not fail at this one at all. So finally, they're in Russia. They get to the day of the fight, and it's all Russia. Just like when Apollo fought, it was all American. You can tell this was all Russia. The whole country, including what is supposed to be Gorbachev, is there as well. So it's pretty much the whole country against Rocky. And it was a great fight. They kind of did a montage just like they always do. And it ends up that Rocky ended up winning. And he pretty much turns, by the end of this, he has turned the whole country on his side, which is unusual. So you can almost say that Rocky has kind of stopped the Cold War in a way, honestly. And there's a good speech at the end of it, that he's changed his thoughts, that, the Russians can change their thoughts as well. And even what appears to be Gorbachev is up there clapping towards him, and that's the end of it. So, again, this one was, in my opinion, is a great Rocky film to watch. I still like it. I give it a 7 out of 10. And the only reason I gave it a little bit lower is because it, again, just like part 3, it lost some of the grittiness that the original 1 and kind of 2 had. It's like when he became rich, the feeling was different. But I'm not trying to criticize it too much. But that part of it, like Rocky 1, that side of Rocky is gone here. But 7 out of 10, definitely worth a watch. Still one of my favorites, but part 1 is definitely my favorite. It will always be my favorite looking back at it now. So definitely highly recommend watching Rocky 4. Alright everybody, if you can click right here, I appreciate you can subscribe if you click here. I would really much appreciate that. Right over here, you're going to have a couple links to some other of my videos. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time for the next review. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a great day.